How's everybody doing today? We were checking in on inflation and seeing where that sits for everyone. And this is what we're going to talk about. And we have here NBC News, one of the reports that they brought up. It states here that inflation has went up 8.3% last month, and it's been doing this for a while. We're going to explain it, but we wanted to give some details because there's several people saying it's a 40-year high, which it is. And we're going to put in a little bit of reports and show people what that actually means, because inflation can happen three ways: through government, through price gouging, or through natural inflation. Those are the three kind of ways it works. And we're not economists, but that's, the things that I've looked into basically give you that setup. The government usually A, pushes minimum wage, B, puts some type of regulations on businesses to where they can't function right. Say gas, natural gas, goods, services, something they put a strain where they would say, hey, these regulations are good, and it causes price to go up because now the company or business has to inject a, say, like something they would say, like, this product's not, like, say something is put into something and it makes a problem for some people, and they say you can't use that, you gotta use something else. That other thing could cost the company more, where it ends up going on the consumer. Just how it kind of works. Because everybody wonders, why does the businesses or corporations take the heat or absorb some of the costs? Businesses, corporations, anything, they're in the market to make money. It's no secret. Everybody kind of figured that out. So if they can't get some type of profit out of it, they're not, you know, it costs you $1 to make an item, then you're going to want at least $1 back for it. So you're going to sell it for $2. And the place that, you ship it to, say it's a manufacturing place, they're expecting, the $2, one, to cover the expense to make it, the other dollar profit. And isn't profit, but half of that, like they call profit, is research, like into how to design stuff or how to create better products. So that also weighs in there. And that's why usually they're like going by a certain margin. And that's, how it all works. They make 50 cents out of one item and they sell, that's just what the head of the company makes, quarter 50 cents off each item. They sell 20 million or 50 million of them, that quarter becomes pretty profitable to at least the owner. So, Biggest thing, CNN business. They're saying, August first of since August, they're not trying to really push anything because they already put their weight on the Democrat Party, Joe Biden, everything. Most people could tell that. And that's, their biggest push is they're going to automatically back whatever is in the White House right now, mostly Democrat. If it's Democrat majority, they're going to push it. If it's Republican, conservative, something that's not stamped by Democrat Party, they're going to slow walk it. They're going to do whatever they can to twist the narrative. And they're running a narrative in CNN. And that's why their podcast streaming line fail, because we've seen that. That is the whole reason. Fox News, this is what they're stating here: 8.1% to understand it as well, because if you actually put the report in front of people, these is how it's rolling. So, around October, 6.2% inflation. And it keeps going. November, 6.8%. December, 7%. 7.5% first of the year. February, 7.9%. May, 8.5%. April, 8.3%. And it's somewhat going down, is what they're claiming. But is the gas price going down? No. The gas price is going back up. So I'm pretty sure in May, you're going to see that 8.5 or 9% coming back in inflation. And that's one thing we wanted to get in this video, clear and actual tracking economy numbers on inflation. And we wanted to get that, make sure people understood this is actually where you can see, even back in 2021, it was at 5% last summer. We're coming into the beginning of the summer, and it's going up. It's not going down. You can see on this chart, it is increasing. And that's where, I still kind of feel Joe Biden, Democrat Party, got the majority rule for 2 years. And this is what they've given the American society, the American economy. Now, every other country, you go to Germany, they're increasing their economy is growing. China, growing. Russia, they said they, put penalties and stuff on them. They're still growing. I'm going to say this straight. They're lying. The inflation, everybody can see. The money is getting harder to get a hold of. And goods are hard to get a hold of because inflation is the biggest problem. If you're overinflating your economy, you ain't going to sell hardly anything in the economy because people are just going to want the essentials: food, water, shelter, make sure they got electricity and gas, heating, those things. And that's where most people don't understand. This is what happened in 2009. In fact, it was a few years after I got out of high school. But that was basically the problem. Everything inflated, everything went to hell, gas went up. And this was the same effect. And nobody realized until now. Everybody's biting the bullet. Pardon my French, or not to offend anybody, but that's what it is. Basically, a lot of people are being crushed by regulations, by shutting off oil, gas in the economy. Joe Biden shut a pipeline, or said that they canceled a lot of stuff in, I think it was the Gulf of Mexico and stuff, down lower parts of the ocean where people were drilling in the ocean. They said they weren't drilling that much. They weren't able to get the things. I've seen some reports. So, the White House, the administration, neither one's working. Same in Alaska. There's oil, stuff like that. Joe Biden said nobody's drilling up there. Not the fact that they're not drilling, it's just pretty simple. Nobody's letting them do it. You send the paperwork to the administration people in Washington, D.C. before you do any drilling, and then you get them signed saying, hey, you can go do what you need to at this specific location. They go and do it. Now, if nobody signs the paperwork, well, they got to sit and A, go to court, or B, just throw their hands up and say, I guess we just ain't going to do nothing. And that's what happened. Nobody's willing to fight with it. And they're just sitting on their hands. They're like, well, it's going to be another 2 years. Hopefully we can try and keep things from going too crazy. Why Washington, D.C. runs the entire 50 states' economies. It's not the governors running this, every state's economy. It's actually, right now, Joe Biden, his administration, is running the economy. And on this chart here, you can clearly see where that's heading. So, you guys figure out. If you have any comments about this video, please leave them at the bottom. We will try and, make the best content we can. We do the best research we are able to do. And we also are going to put out, truth, facts, and what's going on. And we're not going to care whether it's Republican, Democrat. We find charts, we find data. If it proves the administration wrong, no matter Republican or Democrat, they're going to have to answer for that question. We are just letting people know where they need to decide in their economy, in their states, where the best decisions are. We laid our case out. If you guys do like it, please share and like the video, hit the rumble, do whatever you can to get us out there, because we're actually trying to make content, make stuff to where people can actually understand what's happening in their lives, what's going on, where they need to make the critical decisions in their lives so they can have the best possible life that they want. And if people get offended, I'm sorry. That's just what the facts and the data are. Nothing to do with us. But we will catch you in the next one.